Hello, thanks for visiting my channel. Happiness in Life Today Edification. Happiness in life is a state of joy, contentment, and well being involving positive emotions, purpose, strong relationships, self acceptance, and resilience, achieved through mindful daily actions like gratitude, kindness, exercise, meaningful goals, and savoring experiences, rather than a constant state of euphoria. It's about finding balance and meaning in life's ups and downs with over half of our happiness coming from controllable choices and attitudes. Finding happiness with God involves building a life centered on a relationship with God, shifting focus from external circumstances to internal contentment, gratitude, and obedience. True joy stems from studying scripture, praying, and trusting God's promises rather than seeking worldly validation. Key practices include daily service, loving others, and aligning with God's will. My intentions for this channel are to exhort using soft encouragement to motivate us all to continue moving forward with God in our life, teaching to build our lives full of happiness and applying blessings of God that created us. Discipline and positive affirmations to everyday life situations. In the Bible, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares God, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." We are choosing to be happy. We are not giving up building our beautiful lives, so cheer up. Things will all work out as long as we keep the positivity to uplift ourselves. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I am here to motivate us all to enhance our lives to a happier state of life through life lessons that comes out randomly through topic of the day using my own discretion. We are choosing to build our lives full of happiness with God. And with that, hopefully, this topic will relate with you. I would appreciate it if you would get involved in the comments with your experience, if you have any, with the topic of the day. Nice to know there are others in the world committed to being a better version of themselves and are motivated to keep moving forward. Happiness is the key. So please, I appreciate it if you would please like, subscribe, comment, and share this lesson if it motivates you or to motivate another. Thank you. Please donate to the channel, sow into me as I sow into you. So let's get into the lesson of the day. Well, the lesson of the day is live your own version of success. Lots of folks will have well intentioned opinions of what success looks like. But the only true version of success is the one you choose for yourself. If your definition of success is money and material wealth, go for it. If it's living the lifestyle of a nomad or settling down in a small town and working a 9 to 5, go for that. If it's following the path less traveled, do that. If it's following the path often trekked, then follow that path. The choice is yours. There is no wrong version of success. There is only what success is to you. And don't forget that you can always change your version of success, whether you're 20, 40, or 70 years old. The important thing is to always live your own version of a successful life. This text is a powerful affirmation of personal autonomy, self definition, and internal validation over external societal pressure. It argues that success is not a one size fits all concept, but a deeply personal one that should be defined and redefined by you alone. So here's the breakdown of the core meanings. You define your own terms. The only valid definition of success is the one you create for yourself. It is not about accumulating material wealth, fame, or adhering to what society or others considers successful. Freedom of choice. Whether you choose a high pressure career, a nomadic lifestyle, or a quiet traditional life, All are equally valid if they align with your internal values. Authenticity over comparison. The text encourages in ignoring the well intentioned opinions of others and stopping the comparison game. Following another person's path often leads to emptiness, even if you achieve it. Success is fluid. Your vision of success can and likely will change, whether you are 40, 20, 40, 70. A successful life is one that evolves with your changing priorities, needs, and desires. The goal is fulfillment. Ultimately, true success is about living authentically, finding peace of mind, and feeling satisfied with your journey, not just reaching a destination. So, in summary, the text is a reminder to take ownership of your life, act with integrity to your own desires, and give yourself permission to chase whatever makes you feel truly alive without fear of judgment. That is a powerful and liberating philosophy. So here's a breakdown of that perspective, incorporating the themes of blessings, happiness, and positivity when creating your life. Okay, or when you live your own version of success with these things. With when you add blessings, happiness, and positivity. So authenticity is the ultimate blessing. Okay, true success is living in alignment with your own values, not fulfilling the expectations of others. Mm. God is personalized. Happiness, is personalized because you define the destination. You are more likely to find genuine happiness in the journey, whether that looks like ambition, quiet contentment, or adventure. Positivity and freedom. Embracing the freedom to choose your path and changing it whenever you need to removes the pressure of living a wrong life. Divine alignment. Many find that when they follow their own true path, they feel a sense of blessing and harmony, trusting that their journey is meant for them. Ultimately, the most successful life is one that feels authentic to you at any age. So, the blessing for the day, we should always bless our lives, right? And whatever we're building and moving forward, okay? Coming out of Proverbs chapter 2, verse 7. God hides away sound and godly wisdom and stores it for the righteous, those who are upright and in right standing with God. God is a shield to those who walk uprightly and in integrity. So Proverbs chapter 2 verse 7. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity. Means God actively preserves practical wisdom and offers divine protection to those living righteously. It promises that God provides spiritual security and, like a buckler or shield, protects the integrity of those following God's ways. This means God provides divine protection, direction, and blessings as a reward for honest, faithful living, serving as a shield against evil and ensuring success. So, key meaning and interpretation stores up sound wisdom. God has a vast hidden reservoir of sound wisdom, okay? Meaning success, coming out of Hebrew to wisayah, okay? That's a word in Hebrew, meaning success. Sound, victorious wisdom, or efficient wisdom. This is not merely intellectual knowledge, but practical insight for living a godly life. So, for the upright, this wisdom is reserved for those who are upright or people who of integrity who obeys God's ways, a shield to those who walk in integrity. God provides protection, covering, or a buckler that guards the believer, protecting them from harm, the pitfalls of wickedness, and the temptations of the ungodly, offering safety and security from moral failings and external evil. So, usage examples and application. Active seeking. Because God stores up wisdom, it is available to be found, implying believers should actively search for it rather than waiting for it to be arbitrarily given. Living with integrity. The verse acts as a guide for living, suggesting that choosing to live with integrity and following God's ways rather than the path of folly is what triggers this divine protection. Benefits of integrity. Walking with integrity and obeying God leads to protection over one's life, including protection from mistakes and temptations, effectively guarding their paths, relying on divine strength. In times of struggle or when facing deception, one can trust that God acts as a shield for their character and safety. So, synonyms and related concepts. Sound wisdom. Sound wisdom is interpreted as sound knowledge. Victorious wisdom is common sense or solid fortune. Upright integrity. Honest, righteous, just, godly, and walking with integrity. And the shield is a buckler, protector, or defensive shield. So, okay, that's living, your life in a regular way there, okay? But this is live your own version of success from a biblical spiritual happiness, blessed and disciplined perspective. So it's taking that and adding your biblical spiritual happiness, blessed and disciplined perspective to it, okay? So living your own version of success from a biblical spiritual happy, blessed and disciplined perspective means defining your life by divine purpose rather than worldly applause. It is it's a customized journey of stewardship where you faithfully use your unique gifts to serve God and others, resulting in deep, lasting peace and joy. A life that is blessed, fortunate, happy, because it is aligned with God's will, requiring daily discipline and obedience to fulfill God's specific plan for you. So here's a breakdown of what this holistic success entails. Biblical perspective, stewardship over ownership, unique calling. God has a specific plan for each individual. Coming out of Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, meaning your success won't look like anyone else's. Hmm? Faithful stewardship. Biblical success is using the talents, opportunities, and resources God has given you to advance God's kingdom. Obedience over outcome. Success is measured by obedience to God's calling, not the worldly outcome of that endeavor. Spiritual perspective, internal transformation. Character over status. True success is about who you become, reflecting God rather than what you achieve, such as salary, title, or fame. Eternal focus. It is about investing in things that last forever. Humility, love, service, instead of temporal, worldly gains. Relationship with God. It is knowing and serving God, which provides deep meaning. So, happiness, contentment, and purpose. Joy over pleasure. True happiness comes from living within the boundaries of God's word, offering freedom and contentment rather than temporary pleasure. Contentment, being blessed, means finding joy and being a child of God rather than basing joy on material prosperity or circumstances. Peace of mind, knowing you have done your best to fulfill your unique purpose, brings enduring peace and contentment. So blessed, okay? Position in favor, abundance and stewardship. A blessed life is not merely financial wealth, but being used by God to bless others. Favor through obedience. The blessed life is one that attracts God's favor by actively following God's path. Generous living. It involves cultivating a heart of generosity, which leads to a deeper, more fulfilling life. So discipline, building character. Spiritual habits. Discipline is the unseen effort, such as prayer, scripture study, fasting, and service, that builds a strong character. Self control. God produces self control, helping you live a well balanced, focused life that restricts worldly temptation. Well, it resists worldly temptation. Excuse me. It doesn't restrict it, but a focused life that resists worldly temptation. Okay, so you have a choice, you have free will. Okay, but self-control resists worldly temptation. Transformation. Discipline requires sacrifice to remove harmful habits and align with God's will. Okay, so discipline. Okay, 7 inspiring reasons why you should use your talents or gifts. Using your unique talents and gifts is crucial for personal fulfillment and positively impacting others, leading to increased joy, confidence, and purpose. Embracing these abilities reduces stress, fosters faster personal growth, and allows you to make a lasting positive impression on the world around you. You help others. Using your gifts allow you to serve, teach, and encourage others, often acting as a warm hug or a bright spot in their day. You experience increased joy and fulfillment. Operating in your strengths creates profound satisfaction and meaning in life, acting as a personal, joyful pursuit. You make a lasting impact. Talents and gifts are meant to create a legacy. They leave a lasting, positive impression on those you meet and serve. You grow and develop faster. Consistently using your abilities refines them and opens doors to new opportunities, preventing them from wasting away. You boost your confidence. Actively using your gifts or your skills builds self belief and helps you recognize your unique value. You can create a livelihood. Many natural talents can be developed into careers or businesses, allowing you to turn passion into income. You show appreciation to the giver. Using your gifts acts as a form of appreciation for the innate abilities you were given, honoring their source. Using your gifts acts as a form of appreciation for the innate abilities you were given, honoring their source by fulfilling the purpose for which they were bestowed. Okay? This concept often centers on the idea that talents are not owned, but entrusted to an individual as a steward to benefit others rather than solely for personal gain. Key aspects of honoring the source. Stewardship over ownership. Using innate gifts to serve others is considered a demonstration of gratitude and good stewardship of the grace by the Creator, God. Okay? Worship and joy. Utilizing your natural abilities is described as an act of worship. It aligns with the idea that God takes pleasure in seeing humanity express their unique skills, just as an artist enjoys seeing their art enjoyed. So, closing the circle. In this view, failing to use your talents is seen as wasteful, while activating them acts as a thank you note to God. That completes the exchange between the giver and the recipient. Following purpose. These gifts are thought to be given to bear fruit, serving others and bringing glory to the source. By actively developing and using these abilities, you are gifting the giver by validating their investment in you rather than keeping them hidden or dormant. So, the next part is, should people get paid for sharing their gifts and talents? And yes, people should generally be paid for sharing their gifts and talents, particularly when those talents are used to produce value, professional services, or specialized work. Getting paid helps ensure the provider can sustain their work, covers operational costs like travel or resources, and signifies that the expertise is valued. So, reason to get paid for talents, sustainability, and value. Being paid allows you to continue and expand your work, whereas free work can sometimes be less respected or cause burnout. Professionalism, specialized skills such as teaching or consulting, are vocational callings that deserve compensation, aligning with the principle that a laborer deserves their wages. Mutual benefit. Charging for services allows the recipient to be more invested in the process, often resulting in better outcomes for both parties. Resource management. Using your gifts is essential, and being paid for them enables you to invest in your craft. So, alternative perspectives, volunteering, volunteering service. May believe talents should be shared freely to serve others, build community, or for personal fulfillment, not just for personal gain. Voluntary giving. Some urge that sharing gifts should be done voluntarily, cheerfully, and sometimes without expectation of return. Okay, these are just other people's perspectives. Okay, but you have to figure out what perspective you fall under. Okay, impact over income. Some argue that personal passion or the desire to make a difference is more important than financial compensation. Practical considerations. Contractual safety. For collaborations involving gifted products, some users advise that if a product is worth a significant amount, $200 plus, signing a contract is appropriate to protect your time and effort. Valuing yourself. It is important not to undervalue your contributions or give away your work for free when you have the capacity to make a living. So ultimately, while sharing gifts freely can be a personal choice for charity or passion, charging for them is justified to sustain the effort and honor the value of the expertise provided. So, next question. Should you be able to have worldly and spiritual success? Okay, and yes, you can have both worldly and spiritual success, but it requires prioritizing spiritual growth, practicing non attachment, and using worldly success as a tool for service rather than an end goal. While they often conflict, achieving both means aligning worldly ambitions with higher purpose, integrity, and spiritual values rather than mere accumulation. So, key perspectives on balancing both is the both and approach. It is possible to operate in the world while staying spiritually anchored. Hmm? Provided one acts with non attachment, devotion, and a focus on divine will. Internal before external. True fulfillment comes from internal spiritual achievement, where wisdom governs how we handle external success. Purpose of success. Worldly success is best used as a tool to advance spiritual goals rather than allowing external success to become a master that creates greed or selfishness. Differentiation. Worldly success often focuses on wealth, power, and status, while spiritual success focuses on character, faith, and obedience to a higher purpose. So, risk of conflict. Pursuing both can lead to burnout or compromises if spiritual values are neglected, as the competitive nature of material pursuits often conflicts with spiritual principles of detachment and love. So, how to balance both? Align motives. Check your motives often, ensuring that your pursuit of success does not lead to vanity or selfishness. Prioritize integrity. Use your talents to serve others and maintain integrity over simply winning. Practice non attachment. Enjoy worldly gains without being enslaved by them, allowing your security to remain in your inner spiritual state. Maintain focus. Do not let the desire for material success make you neglect your spiritual health. Okay? So ultimately, true success is often considered a spiritual pursuit, enjoying the journey and making a positive impact rather than just accumulating accolades. Okay? So we're going to get into the positive affirmations for this lesson. Okay? And coming out, we got success. Okay? The first affirmation, positive affirmation, is I'm going to keep all the promises I made to myself and accomplish every goal I've written down. Okay? This statement is a powerful declaration of self integrity, personal accountability, and unwavering commitment to personal growth. It signifies a shift from merely dreaming to taking ownership of one's life by keeping the promises made to oneself, often the hardest promises to honor. So, in summary, it is a pledge to stop self sabotage, start prioritizing your own potential, and prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving everything you have envisioned. Okay, so we're gonna go into number two. This is dealing with wealth. Okay, and positive affirmation coming out here is money is simply the measure of value that I give to others according to the needs of the marketplace. This statement means that money is not inherently valuable on its own, but rather a neutral scoreboard or medium of exchange that represents the worth society places on the products, services, or labor you provide. It emphasizes that money flows to individuals based on the utility they deliver to others, as determined by the needs and demands of the market. So essentially, this phrase argues that the best way to gain wealth is to become indispensable by solving problems for others in a way the market deems valuable. The next one is dealing with money, okay? I choose to feel wealthy right now, okay? Positive affirmation. I choose to feel wealthy right now means making a conscious present moment decision to adopt a mindset of abundance, gratitude, and control rather than waiting for a specific bank balance to feel secure or successful. It is the practice of embodying the confidence and peace of a wealthy person today to align your actions with future financial success. In summary, choosing to feel wealthy is a form of inner richness that prioritizes peace, purpose, and freedom over accumulating material goods. Positive thinking is the next positive affirmation that's coming out of stating my happiness soars and expands each day. Cultivating a mindset of expanding happiness involves intentional daily actions such as practicing gratitude, fostering social connections, and embracing novelty, experiential rather than material. Cho- Choices boost long term joy. A daily routine of gratitude, mindfulness, and healthy habits help sustain positive emotions. Okay, next is coming out of abundance. Okay, something wonderful is about to happen to me. Positive affirmation. Okay, something wonderful is about to happen to me is an affirmation and mindset focused on radical optimism, encouraging belief that positive life changing events are imminent. It is used to fuel resilience, maintain a positive outlook, attract serendipity, and manage anxiety by focusing on hope rather than fear. Okay, the next one here is out of happiness. My goal is to be happy and remind myself of this fact often throughout the day. Reminding yourself throughout the day that your goal is to be happy means you are actively practicing proactive self regulation to prioritize fulfillment over stress, external validation, or automatic negative thinking. It is a form of cognitive restructuring, a self affirmation technique that keeps your mental focus aligned with your core values and emotional well being. In summary, this practice is a tool for intentional living designed to shift your focus away from negativity and toward a more meaningful, self directed life. So, with all this, we have to make sure that we take action, okay, with all of these positive affirmations, okay? And the next positive affirmation is I am able to achieve whatever I desire. And we have to know that, okay? I am able to achieve whatever I desire is a powerful affirmation of self belief, suggesting that with determination and focus, an individual can create their own reality and realize their goals. It emphasizes internal power, positive mindset, and manifestation, often requiring hard work and aligned actions. Okay? And this is the completion of this lesson. Okay. And I truly hope it helps someone to allow God in your daily life. Okay. To help you move forward to build a true and happy life. So I ask that you please donate to the channel. Sow into me as I sow into you. We are choosing to build a life of true happiness with God. And thank you for donating. If you would like to donate to the channel, the contact information is available in the details or description below. And remember, during your pursuit of happiness, don't let anyone tell you you can't have a beautiful life. Protect what makes you happy and continue creating your reality. Don't allow the unambitious people to stop you from building your life. So thank you for the like, subscribe, comment, and sharing this message. Until next time, take care and keep building that life of true happiness with God.